David! Having sex with employees.
How did South Park reveal the harsh reality of sex addiction? The South Park episode Sexual Healing centers around the public outrage and efforts to address sex addiction among rich and influential men. The episode starts with Tiger Woods, a superstar of golf, with his wife standing behind him with a golf club, ready to beat him due to Tiger's constant sexual affairs.
You motherfucker! I never should have married you!
You're overreacting!
He angrily drives away while his wife runs after him. She throws the golf club she was using to hit him at the car, smashing the glass. The distraction causes Tiger to lose control of the car and crash, causing an accident. Later on, we see that Cartman and Kenny are playing the EA Sports video game Tiger Woods PGA Tour 11.
Dude, check it out. It's EA Sports Tiger Woods PGA Tour 11 for Xbox.
Which, in truth, is more of a domestic abuse fighting game in which Tiger Woods and his wife beat each other following Tiger's constant sexual affairs. This scene shows how the media often exaggerates celebrity issues, turning them into entertainment for the public. By making the game about fighting instead of golf, the episode comments on how society can be more focused on the drama of someone's personal life than on the person's actual achievements. Meanwhile, a group of American scientists at the CDC begins to question why so many men, particularly those who are rich and famous, are having so many sexual affairs.
Wives at home! Why would they even think of sex with others? Damn it!
Rather than admit that men are to blame for their own actions, they begin to justify man's desire for sex by claiming that it is due to a disease called sex addiction. This shows that by labeling natural desires and poor decisions as symptoms of an addiction, society avoids dealing with the real issue: the need for individuals to take responsibility for their actions and choices. In order to prove their case, they run a series of tests among children, from 4th grade through high school.
Woo-woo! Jesus, dude. Holy moly, what's that between the lady's legs?
After one of their tests, Kyle, Kenny, and Butters are diagnosed as being sex addicts, during which the doctor administering the test informs them that their addiction will eventually result in them killing themselves due to autoerotic asphyxiation in a Batman costume.
You choke yourself with a belt around your neck while masturbating dressed up like Batman or something, then you pass out from lack of air, and apparently it makes your orgasm super awesome.
Kenny then finds the concept exciting, and does just that. When his mother calls him for dinner, she finds Kenny dressed as Batman, dead from autoerotic asphyxiation, much to her horror. At the funeral for Kenny, Kyle and Butters begin to grow more and more disturbed by their condition, with Butters becoming obsessed by a woman's pubic hair, and Kyle trying to fight the possible future addiction.
Do the bean. If I trim it down, it'll look right. Butters, stop it! But this is what I keep seeing in my head!
In order to fight their problem, Kyle and Butters check into the Carn Institute for Sex Addiction. With them in the center are Michael Douglas, Michael Jordan, Ben Roethlisberger, David Duchovny, Charlie Sheen, David Letterman, Bill Clinton, Billy Bob Thornton, Kobe Bryant, Elliot Spitzer, and of course, Tiger Woods.
Anyone have another example? Let's see, how about David?
However, instead of owning up to their mistakes and poor decisions, the center shifts the blame to the fact that they got caught cheating. They don't focus on helping the individuals learn how to control their impulses or make better choices in the future. Instead, they sidestep the real issues, avoiding the important work of teaching personal responsibility and self-control.
Ting, anyone? Caught. Very good, you are all here in therapy because you got caught.
The scientists, on the other hand, keep their research going to find a cure for sex addiction. So what do? They run a series of tests involving a chimpanzee who, when given large piles of cash, demonstrates the same behavior as Tiger Woods, cheating on his wife with other females, being caught and beaten by his wife, and then making a press conference apology.
Public apology on its talk show.
The scientists take their findings to President Obama, who insists the sex addiction must have come from the alien that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, releasing a sex addiction virus.
Will start working towards being rich and successful just so they can one day have sex with lots of women?
The scientists add that this alien is supposedly kept at Independence Hall. A team, along with the rehab clinic patients, are sent to Independence Hall to cure the problem. Once there, the president claims the alien must be invisible and a wizard. At this point, one soldier finally breaks out and says that it's too ridiculous, saying it's ridiculous to blame an invisible alien and that men act shocked by celebrity affairs when most would do the same if given the chance. He argues they shouldn't excuse celebrities' behavior, but it's understandable.
Our brains are wired to strive to be the alpha male and get all the women we can.
The other soldiers are ordered to take him away and dress him in a cheap alien costume, and Kyle and Butters are handed guns to kill the alien. Under flashing lights, Kyle and Butters are tricked into shooting the soldier in the costume.
My God, they've done it!
The point of this scene is to show how ridiculous it is to blame crazy things like an alien wizard instead of taking responsibility for our actions. The characters come up with this bizarre story about a virus from an alien to avoid facing their own choices and self-control issues. It also pokes fun at how people react to celebrity scandals, acting shocked and judgmental when, in reality, these behaviors are just human flaws. Instead of honestly facing these issues, people look for excuses or wild distractions, which just makes it harder to deal with the real problem. Meanwhile, all the members of the Sex Addiction Center begin dancing around outside in an overdramatic fashion, claiming to have been cured with the death of the alien.
Because he could! Look, the sex addiction! It's leaving my body! I can feel it!
This again highlights that these rich and influential men don't want to get seen by people as dirty or moralists, but they show the world that they were sick and had an addiction for sex. Woods then gives a speech saying that with the death of the wizard alien, his sex addiction is gone and he can be faithful to his wife. He also states that his wife will not have to get revenge by sleeping with a bunch of guys and that he will return to golf.
She has shown nothing but grace and poise.
You motherfucker!
Oh no!
I should have never married you!
South Park reveals how people often dodge responsibility for their actions. Instead of admitting they messed up, the characters blame something wild, like a virus from an alien wizard, to explain their bad choices. This reflects real life, where people sometimes look for anyone or anything to blame but themselves. The episode also pokes fun at society's reaction to celebrity scandals. When famous people make mistakes, many act shocked and outraged, though they might behave similarly in the same position. Instead of trying to understand why people slip up, we judge harshly, or we focus on distractions, which doesn't solve anything. Through humor, the episode reminds us that it's better to be honest and accountable. By accepting our own flaws, we might also become more understanding of others' mistakes.